Um, you are on mute. You are on mute. Joao, can you hear me?
Are you listening? Are you
Yeah,
listening
you.
now? I was on mute, I think.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. A lot
Hello,
of people.
guys.
06. And I wasn't expecting for that intro. I was, oh my God, an intro. I love it.
So guys, I hope you all are doing great and you can feel the energy that we have. I'm so glad that Joao is a part of our this whole webinar and AMA thing, and we're super excited. And I'm really excited this time to host this event with Joao. So please give a huge round of applause and welcome him. Joao, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so glad to be here. Uh, I'm so nervous speaking English. So hi, everyone.
So
Don't
guys,
mind.
be lenient with Joao as he's a Portuguese and he is not that much pro with English. So I'm sure you will be you will be able to manage with it. So let's. I would like to welcome you all. First of all, for this AMA where we are going to discuss about the secret of designing unique and engaging surface patterns and getting noticed in the industry. So
Yeah.
today's event is brought to you by Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace that caters to the needs of business individuals alike who can source high quality designs from professional designers through its print on demand marketplace called Print Shop by Designhill. You can also buy 50 plus unique products with thousands of artworks created by a world class community of independent artists. So moving ahead, as you must have already, a lot of you are already following Joao on Instagram, as I can see the mutual followers. So, but still, let me introduce a brief introduction of Joao. So, Joao is an art specialist at Farm Rio, one of the biggest pattern design brand in Brazil, and they have it's actually a global brand having stores in USA, Paris, and more. So, Farm has also appeared in WGSN. So Joao's famous project is pattern called Boro Bodo, which I have seen and I've loved it. I've also mentioned in the intro. So I hope most of you have already seen it or Googled it, which was actually a total bestseller in Brazil and worldwide. And his art has been worn by a lot of celebrities, naming a few like Lupita and Gwen Stefani. So thank you so much, Joao, for taking out the time from your schedule and joining us today for this AMA and spreading this positive energy that we all can feel around us.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Hi, everyone. So I will just present me, right? I'm João Inserti. I'm Brazilian, and I work for Farm Rio for 5 years now. And Farm is a Brazilian company. Like we are so focused. I will share the screen. Okay, now wait a minute. Just for who don't know Farm yet, like here you can see our Instagram, so you can feel the vibe here. Farm is it's so colorful. We are happy. We love the sun. We love colors. We love nature. We love animals, and we love Brazil. So most of my identity as designer is very farming. Yeah, I started my career as pattern designer in farm. So that's it. So who are not following Farm yet, you have to start following. If you love pattern design, you will learn. You will have a lot of references. You will learn a lot of things with Farm. Like we are growing so fast internationally. So we have already 2,000 followers, and we started 1 year ago. So we are growing so fast. We were in the last WGSN like here. So I don't know, I feel very proud when we are growing like this. So, and I wanted to show you guys now one of our campaigns. Can I show you now?
Yeah, please go ahead. That will be great. I think everybody will see something new
Yeah,
and that will be beneficial for them.
because in farming we have Carlos that he do a lot of videos. Like our campaigns are, I don't know, it's giant, and I love this one. So this collection we it's about Bahia, and I don't know what to say. That's it.
I think
I love the
it's
video.
wonderful. Everybody loved it, and the music was so good. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to add one point, Joao, and for all of all of people who have joined us today, I think the motive of sharing this video, and you must be thinking, it's a great video to watch, but I think as a brand, as a well-established global brand, and as most of you have been, starting your own business and having your own studio, I feel like, why is it so important to showcase your designs like that? Because every now and then when we, organize any event for, artists, everybody has the same answer once in a while, like, how to get more clients and how to get noticed to more clients. And we're going to address this question again in this session. But I think that's the best way to, portray your creativity to a lot of people, and you can reach out to so many brands and they can see your work, and of course they can get in touch with you. So please continue, Joao. Please tell us something about this campaign.
This campaign. So uh, I just feel very proud, with this type of campaign because we see our prints and our work being so, I don't know, validated, and loved by people, and like we do an artwork and we don't know sometimes what's going to happen with that. I make this print, for example, and I don't know what's going to happen, what type of images are coming from it. And working in a brand that loves this and make a video like that with what we do is like, I don't know, I feel so proud. And I don't know, it's so inspiring, for everyone. I think this video is so inspiring for any aspect. So I don't know. That's that's what
So
I have
I
to
think
say.
what I can gather is, and I'm sure you guys must be, also got the vibe, like, what I've noticed with Joao's work and his, it's not work from him for you. I think it's a passion, because I can see the dedication in you and
Yeah,
towards your
and
organization, which is so less to, see. You're so dedicated towards the brand you're working for.
yeah, like I just love this brand farm. Like I don't want to do prints for any other brand, like, because I like to do for farm because we have this happiness inside. We have this joy. This we are artistic, and you can see the video because it's not only the prints, all the steps in the concept of our products, and also the selling part. Everything we do with so much passion, like not only the creation, not only not it's not only me. Like everyone is very everyone loves what they are doing, and we like to always go further and create something incredible that people will like and get inspired. So I think the videos, they show it very well because I don't know, they elevate the level of our print to something that we have never seen before. And we have a lot of other videos like this one. You can see them in Farm Rio's YouTube channel. So every collection we have a video. This is my favorite one, but we have a lot of others. So you have to check it. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
So thank you for sharing this wonderful video. So moving ahead, Joao, please, tell us, what did your creative journey look like, and how did you begin, designing textiles?
Well, I always like to draw. So since I'm a child, I was always a drawer. So like everything here I draw. So I like to draw, and I always wanted to work with this. And when I was in high school, I decided to work with fashion. I was never so I was never so into fashion, like to knowing brands and stylists and I don't know, Gucci, Chanel, because I was raised in a farm, not the brand. I was raised in a farm with cows and chickens. So I was not very into it, but I like to draw. So when I was in the city, when I was older, so I started working in a brand and doing stages, the stage in the college, and I started doing patterns learning Photoshop and everything. And I went to farm, like it was my second stage. And I started my career as pattern designer in farm. So like I grew with farm.
So as we can see now, he's an art specialist over there. So
Yeah, like I started as a stager and now I'm art specialist. So it was a really quick. Forgot the
so
word.
yeah. So moving ahead, everybody is so inspired and so love your design. So where does the inspiration comes from? Because I know it's a cultural thing, and you always guys been stick to your roots. But I mean, what's your creative flow? So that this combines of actually a lot of questions, because I've seen the questions that we have received. So people were asking about your creative process, like how your mind works, because I think that's the best part. That's how you just create things. And what's your inspiration? And also, before you answer this question, guys, I have one thing to say. I know you must be having a lot of questions to ask, so make sure you ask your questions in the questions tab. And if you see somebody has asked the same questions that you asked, please upvote the question. We'll pick the questions with maximum number of upvotes. So
Okay,
please.
so um, like my creative process is not very difficult. Like I think what I want to do, like the elements, animals or whatever. I'm going to share the screen here because I think people have to see stuff, right? Like, so I'm just showing some prints, and this I think is a good example because I have made a lot of macaw prints already because it's a beautiful bird and we have this in Brazil, so we love macaws. And every time we have to do different macaws, so sometimes it's just, okay, I'm doing a macaw print, so I have to think what I'm doing with it with. So this time I'm doing with these brushes. So I'm doing a macaw print with these brushes and like all over print. So I started doing this. It's like there's not much to think about it. I think the difficult part is to think about new stuff. Okay, so how will I do another Macau print different from the others? This type of stuff. So we have a really big team in farm. Uh, oh, I should have put a picture of our team because it's a really good big team and everyone is so good. We have a lot of artists. So every collection we join together and we create the briefings and everyone gives their suggestions and brings something new, their references. And I think this is the best way we have to create innovation because we join all the minds together. So each one have an idea and each one works to improve what we have both. So I think this is the secret to the innovation we have most of the times. Like we have. Let me see another Macau print here. We have birds here too. You see the toucan here, but it's a totally different print. For example, we have a lot of. This one is also a toucan with bananas print, but it's different. You see. I think something happened. Oh. I think she lost her connection. Okay, so it's mine. She's joining back. Sorry, guys. So do you draw the entire pattern? We draw the entire pattern And then,
Yeah, I'm back.
hey,
Hey, so you're done with the answer? I'm so sorry, guys. I lost my internet. Yeah. So you're done with the answer?
I think I answered the first question.
Okay. So I hope you guys are enjoying the session, and we'll keep on taking questions. So my next question to you is, you know, what are some popular trends that are going in the pattern industry? Because the one thing that I figured out is everybody's making tigers. Wherever I see it's be it type or be it illustration artists, be it pattern designers, everybody is making tigers, and I feel like the artist who doesn't have tiger on their feet, they're not keeping up with the trends. So, what's your views on that? What are your views on that?
Tiger. I love tiger because yeah,
I see it on your feet as well.
I'll show you this. I love this one. You see bananas with tigers and leopards. And yeah, tigers I think was very on trend, but I don't know. I think tiger is going away soon, but I don't know. I think on trends we have. I see a lot of patchwork coming. I love see people mixing everything. A lot of brands doing patchworks and like I don't know, Prada mixed everything. Everyone is mixing patterns. I think it's a big trend. Everyone's seeing this, and also tie dyes I think was a trend, but I don't know if tie dyes are going further because I don't know. Everyone's doing tie dyes in quarantine, so I think maybe we get tired of this. I don't know, and I think that's it by now. I don't know. I feel people going a little bit less on prints, and also a movement of going more and more and more. So we have these two distinct movements. I think people are going into classic prints too. So I don't know. I think I see a lot of different stuff happening at the same time. So it's hard to say about trends. I don't believe very much in trends in patterns. I think we can always create something that is not on trend and make people like it, because I think trends is also dangerous because it only is, I don't know, it goes away. It's a trend. People will use it and then don't want to use it anymore. So I think the classic is always better.
So yeah, I think I agree with you. So moving ahead, my next question to you is, you work with such a great brand, and lot of people have questions related to that. So how to get noticed by big companies so they can buy your patterns for people who are working on their own?
Well, I think Instagram is the key to success today. Like you found me on Instagram. I think Instagram, I don't know, is the best place that you can show your work, and you can grow fast. If your work is good, you can grow fast, and because people will like it and they will share it. So I think create a good portfolio. Be original, because if you're not original, there's not why to buy your work, because there are others doing this, right? Like you have to be consistent in your work. You have to offer something that the others don't have, because that's it. Because there's not like, why will I buy from you if you're doing something that is not original? And my team, like, if I could do in, many brands have their design team. You have to be something that we don't have, and we are not going to copy you, because we don't copy, and that's it. If you have a original work, we are going to buy it, and we will see you on Instagram. So I think Instagram is the best way. And also you can send messages, you can send mails. Everything is very easy, and people are every time more accessible. You can just get in touch easily. So I think that's it. Start doing your portfolio online, and don't be ashamed. Even think like arts you don't like. Sometimes I don't like a pattern, for example, and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to post it. And when I post, everyone, oh my God, this is my favorite from this collection. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. And I was like, okay, so good that I show it.
So I think you guys got the gist because I got it. The wholesome answer is like, you really gotta stand out and you really gotta feel passion. Once you see your own pattern design, you should really feel it. And of course, you don't have to be shy about it, like posting it. I've learned this thing from one artist only, which I keep on repeating to as many people as I can. She said that, whenever she feel like she's not confident about some artwork, she just posts it and doesn't check her Instagram for 24 hours, and then she forgets about it, and then she checks it like what are the likes and everything. So
Yeah.
moving ahead, I think there's one question which I would really like to take. Louise is asking, how do you choose the colors you will work with? Because I think we love your colors. It's fab. Your work is colorful and very unique. So how do you come up with these awesome color palettes?
Well, we create some color palettes. Like we have a color team in farm, and they are so excellent. Like we would be nothing without our color team. We have this team that they are specialized in colors, so they create color palettes. They create we rework our colors. Like I can make a pattern in a color, and they can change it, like, and make something new. I have even an example here. I'm showing you. So this is the example I brought. I created this pattern colored. When I made it, the leopards were red and purple. That's the color I made. I like bright patterns and bold. I like to to call attention, So I made this one, and the color team made this other one, only leopard colors. So I think there's no prettier and there's no worse and better. I think there are two different patterns that go for two different kinds of customers. Even one have the open mouth and the other is the closed mouth. Everything has a reason to be there, So that's it. We have this color team, and they are great, and they make miracles sometimes. Oh, she's off again, Nandine. But our team also, they create the colors of all the collection. Like they think about the clothes that don't have patterns. They choose the colors. They create everything.
So I think it's fab. So I hope you guys are enjoying this session because I'm really loving it. So one pro tip that I want to give you is the one thing that Joao said, like uh, keep posting on Instagram. So what I feel like, why people are more intrigued towards his artwork and his Instagram. If you follow him, and because I follow him since so many months, and I have been totally following his stories very diligently because they are super fun, super entertaining. Also, they carry the gist of his passion, his work. So make sure you incorporate that in your Instagram. So moving ahead, I would like to give a quick shout out to Designhill for organizing this event. Let's take a quick 5 minutes break and keep this interesting conversation going. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
always been creative and always been an artist. As a young girl, I used to paint rocks and I used to sell them for $0.25 on the street. And I just fell in love with it. It just grew into a passion of mine. I started looking on the web and I came across Designhill, and they had a design contest to design a logo, and I entered it and I won. And I was like, oh, this is really great. I can pick and choose what type of logos or design projects I want to work on. And it allows me to be creative, keep my hands, with my tools and working. So it's kind of nice. It's really easy to use. You can scroll through the projects and there's sections that you could go by. It's really easy. There's a few clients who have come back to use the one-on-one projects. There's one client in particular, she owns a vintage shop, and I designed her logo, and she came back. She needed a design for a flyer, and she really liked the illustrations that I did for her, so she came back a couple of times with projects. I would recommend it, especially if you're a designer that's starting out and you want to learn from other designers, seasoned designers. It's a place to keep in the game and keep using your tools. It makes me feel great, and it kind of confirms that I should be doing this. And I love to see logos that I've designed out, and proud of that. And I think that the clients are so happy that their logo represents what they do and makes them look good. It's a collaboration. It's good for me, and it's definitely good for them.
All right, guys, we are back again with this short break, and I hope you are still here. So moving ahead, Joao, I've seen you. You were answering. You clicked on one question which got 9 upvotes. So it's a very interesting question. How do you present your arts for fabric designers or fashion designers? Is it by just scanning it? Any conditions to make it professional presentation and to protect your rights?
Well, I don't have this experience to sending my arts to clients because I always worked for a farm, but I'm used to receive designers and studios in farm. So I have seen a lot of studios, Brazilian ones and also international ones. And we usually don't like when they are simply scanned, like if you're showing a drawing, just scan it. It's better if you finish the pattern, because it's not just scanning the drawing and it's done. Like I can't just scan these bananas and this is the pattern. No, you have to edit the drawing. You have to change colors. You have to make everything better, because we're talking about textiles. It's different from the paper. So I would say to finish the pattern and print it on a textile. When I see studios, it's 100% better when they are on textiles, because the textile, it has movement. It's not flat like the paper. So I think it's the best to show on the textile. But if you are sending them online, you have to send a low quality if you don't trust the client. But like we have studios, we work a long time that they send us files. We are not going to copy that or use the files without buying. It's like, it's against the law. Like we can't do this. So if you trust them, it's not problem to showing. But if you don't trust, I think I would send in low quality and a good application. Like you have to do a good markup. Like if you don't do the markup, it's hard to buy a print. Like every time we get any file by internet, not seeing it live. They have the mock-up. They have the application in any clothes, like a dress or something, so we can see how the pattern works. So that's it.
So I hope you guys got the answer. So moving ahead, Joao, we have this one question. What is the number one factor that plays a role in making a designer's voice to be heard nowadays, be it if they are independent designers or artists, or if they are working with a brand?
Well, I think nowadays, every time we care more about the reference of the designer, like his or origins, like where he came from, what he stands for, like this is so important, and also the consistency of his work, like if it's something, I don't know, you have to see that it's consistent, to see the identity of that, because that's it. We have a lot of designers today. I think it's not difficult to be a designer. So I think nowadays it's not only what the art that the person do. It's also what she stands for, what the context, everything. I think.
Yeah, so I get it. I'll help you out. So I think what Joao is, correct me if I'm wrong, what Joao is saying is like, you cannot just send in one or two pattern. You have to tell the story behind the artwork, the ideation, and the reference, the inspiration from where did uh, created that particular artwork. So I think that's very important.
Yeah.
I right? Yeah.
And like doing nowadays we do a lot of collaboration. For example, we don't just buy an art. We are more into doing collaborations, I think, and we want to do a collaboration with someone who has something inspiring as a person and not only as a designer. So I think nowadays this is so important, to be a good people too.
Very true, very true. So, moving ahead, like we've always seen you on your stories and on your feed, like a very energetic person who is always vibing with his work and his normal daily life. But we all are humans, and I'm sure you must have, your shares of creative ruts or creative blocks. So, most of the people have asked us, how do you overcome such creative blocks?
Yeah. It's hard nowadays because I think it's not about creative blocks. I think it's about not having the will to do stuff. Like we are getting tired. We don't have the will to do stuff. We are sad. That's the truth. Because inspiration, it's easy to get inspiration. You can internet, it's infinite inspiration. You can get inspired by anything, but we don't have the joy anymore. Everything is so sad. We are seeing a lot of sad stuff. I think it's more about it, to find the
the happiness and the right vibe. So I think what Joao means to say is we all are on social media because we have nothing much. I mean, not much to do, but I think we can't get out as we used to. So we are most of the times we are on social media, and there are a lot of news coming in from the worldwide, which elections are going on, a lot of politics and everything. Yeah, exactly. So you need to create your own vibe. I think that's what you mean to say.
yeah.
Like, you have to create your own era, your own aura and energy, and
Yeah.
make sure that you share positive things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found the word. It's not about being creative. It's about being productive. I think that's it. We are not being productive, many people, because we don't get the energy to do that. So I think it's about it. And I would say, I don't know, try to forget stuff that are not making well to you. stop looking at some stuff on Instagram. I think sometimes Instagram can make us very anxious, and I have an anxious crisis. It was terrible, and at the start of quarantine, I was not doing anything. I didn't have energy. That's it, and we have to try. I don't know, get dressed. That helps. Helps me. It's like it's a fake normal day when you get dressed.
So I think yeah, I'm gonna agree, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree on the, job with this thing. So but one thing that I want to talk to you about, whenever we hear the word pattern, we cannot imagine the word without floral. So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on floral patterns? And you think they're going to be in the industry, in the market for long?
Well, for me, florals are forever. Like, let me show you more stuff, more prints. Can you see it? Can you see the prints? Or now it's going right. So I'm very used to prints with no florals. For example, this one, it's just people dancing, and this one also, in space. It's like a mystic circus. So we have people jumping and doing acrobats. You can see the clothes here. But no, not this one. But I just love flowers. And that's one thing I wanted to say, because look, this pattern is just so classic. And for me, I don't know, I love it, and this is my mom wearing it. I think flowers are forever because parents are to make we feel beautiful, and flowers are so beautiful. Like flower, you can't like spend all day looking at flowers. They are so pretty. I bought a flower for me during the quarantine. I have never had a flower in my house, and I was so in love with it. But all the flowers have died because I didn't took care correctly. But that's it. I love flowers, so I think flowers are forever. And they have been forever. I think they are part of the parent history. They will never go away. They are classics, and we are just, I don't know, thinking of new ways to make flowers. That's it. But I don't know. I love it, and I love these classic patterns. It's very different from what I'm wearing now, but that's it. I think there's this space for everything.
So they were fab patterns which I've seen, the space one and all. It was great to see, and I'm sure you guys must be inspired a lot. So one thing that I've realized, even though I'm not an artist, and but yeah, I communicate with the artists in the community, so I've got a little knowledge about all these stuff. So what I realized is, you can always, like you mentioned, Joao, like we can always find inspiration on internet is filled with inspiration, but in the end I think you have to come up with the unique idea to stand in the market and make a place for yourself that nobody can just push you aside.
Yeah.
So moving ahead, as you've mentioned, quarantine, and I feel like most of us are still in lockdown or unlocked. So what hacks or tips that you can suggest for people who are in self isolation, and how can they be motivated to produce? Because being productive is kind of not very much important. You always have to take care of your mental health first, but how can be somebody be productive, a little bit productive?
Well, I would say uh, try a little more. I don't know, make stuff that people don't ask you. Like sometimes do something that you don't have to think so much. Like for example, I give an exercise. For example, you can like train your patterns. You can like search for traditional patterns like this one that I show you. Can I put it again? For example, you can like, this is traditional, you know. I have a repertoire now because I have done so many of this type of prints. But you can, for example, take a print and like try to make something similar, like an exercise of these traditional patterns. We have so many of them on Pinterest if you want to search for it. And you will learn, you know, you will learn so many things. We have so many traditional identities of patterns. Like, for example, we have Chinese, I don't know, Hawaii, Portuguese, African. So you can like train, you know, it's like practicing. You know, I think if you know how to do this type of prints, very classic, very traditional, you will learn a lot of stuff for doing prints that are not traditional. For example, this one. This is not a traditional print. It's people dancing. But if you look in details, many things I did here I learned from traditional art and traditional prints. You see the structured flowers, everything. You can compare, you know, like makes sense. You learn things. So if you're not being productive, you can just try to train something. I think it's a good exercise. How do I come back? Yeah.
So
Help.
thank you. Yeah. So that was great. So I think guys, what I got to know is, and as a professional in different field, but I've learned something. I learned a lot, but you know what one thing what I've learned is from Joe is, whatever you do in your life, whatever profession that you are in, just don't get to the just don't want to only know the source of getting clients or getting money, because if you are not loving it, you won't be able to, you know, reach the top of it, and you will be just, you know, keep looping into that thing, you know, getting a client and generating money and just creating something, and but you won't be able to stand out. So make that focus on, you know, upskilling yourself, because as you have mentioned, that exercise, because it's a great thing to know about more patterns, because what you see on Instagram is just a bit of it. If you'll Google it, if you'll go deep into it, if you'll go into the books that have been, you know, written by the lot of traditional pattern designers, you'll get to know, and you'll be able to, you know, infuse your own touch into it. So thank you for this wonderful session that we have been throughout this time. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'm so sorry if we are not able to take up your questions, because we have a lot of questions and we are talking a lot. So thank you for being patient with. So moving ahead, like I would like to ask one question again regarding the little speech that I gave you all. Um, what skills do you think are necessary to have in order to become a textile designer that specializes in developing fabric prints for the fashion market?
What skills, right? Most people think you have to know how to draw to make a print, and that's not true. And I'll give examples again. Well, I have not drawn this by hand, you know, it's made by computer, but, and this is the pattern you saw at the start. Look, this is Lupita Nyong wearing this on the New Year, and this is Gwen Stefani wearing the jacket. I love this print. It's called Borogodó. It's a Brazilian word. That means like, I don't know. It's a difficult word to translate. It's like swag and something like that. And for example, you don't have to draw to do this. It's not. It's image manipulation, you know. But you also can draw to make like this one that I draw and made a print. I think it's always better to know how to draw. Okay, it's not to make anyone not happy or sad because you don't draw, but you can learn how to draw too. But I think the most important about it is to know how to use the Photoshop. You know, look, this is me with this print I'm wearing today. It was all made by Photoshop. I use my tablet here, my digital, and it's very much easier to draw on computer, and I think everyone can do this. So buy one of these. Like, you can't do pattern design without this. It's so good. Like, your life will change if you don't have this yet. And I think that's it. You have to know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever, but I don't like Illustrator. And know what do you want to know, where do you want to go. You want to know, you have to know what do you want to achieve with your design. So you will learn. If you don't know, like, if you need to draw something, you can learn how to draw. On computer you can draw, you can make a mask. I don't know, you can draw, I don't know the word, like put the image below and draw from the top. It's easier. You'll find your way, but that's it. There's no need very much of skills. You have to learn. You have to look. You have to start looking at the prints. You have to understand how people. You will start thinking, okay, how did he do that? How did he do this print? And you will figure out your way.
So that was a great answer to my question, and I'm sure most of you who have asked this question, like, what are the tools, Illustrator or Photoshop? Joao has answered your questions collectively in one answer. So thank you for that, Joao. And it's been a wonderful session, and we have come to the end of the session. But I think everybody is feeling like, we can just stretch this session, but I'm so sorry, guys. We are short on time, and we are just left with few minutes. But as the print that Joao has shared just before, Boro Boro was his best-selling pattern worldwide and in Brazil. So I thought of sharing this with you guys. I'm sure most of you already know that because we have mentioned it. But for those of you who doesn't know, I am sure, like, you got the answer, you saw it by yourself, and now you know why it was the best-selling pattern all around the globe. So before we end this wonderful session, I'm so psyched. I don't think I'm gonna sleep early tonight because I'm so psyched. I'm gonna go into my profession and I'm gonna learn more, and I'm sure you guys will also do that. So I think what I've learned from Joe is stay curious, guys. Stay curious. Keep finding new things to learn and keep working on yourself. And one more thing that he said, most of you must be thinking, like, I keep getting questions like, where to learn Illustrator and all that. We have a lot of sources to learn in today's era. So just make sure what you are comfortable with, how you are efficient. If you're efficient on Photoshop, you don't have to learn Illustrator like he doesn't. So before we end this session, Joao, we would like for you to share one advice that stick through your life, throughout your artistic journey or your life, that you really abide by. So if you could share this wonderful advice with all of us.
I think share your work and know that you have always something to learn more. You have always something to grow, and you can learn from everyone. And that's it. I don't know. I always try to try something new. Like, I'm not doing my next. Like, if you ask me to do another of this print, I will be bored. I will be like, okay, another one. I have already done this. I want to do something new. I don't want to do another one. I like to do, like, if you check the patterns, they are always so different from each other. Like, I bought a lot of examples. You have to try. You have to challenge yourself. And that's it. And you will come out with something new, and you will understand. You will learn when you start to challenge yourself. you're like, okay, I have to do a new way. I have to find a new way to do this, and you will learn something. You know that, for example, I don't know, you will learn that this flower done doesn't match that leaf, for example, and you will learn something like this, and you will learn this forever. I think everything we learn is forever, and we have so much
So
things to do.
that's very well said. So I hope you guys love the session. One thing that I would like for you to do is you can take the screenshot or picture from your phone and tag us on Print Shop Global and O Inserto, Joao's Instagram handle. So make sure you do that, and we will also love to check out your work on your Instagram handle once you tag us. So make sure you do that to be in Joao's eyes, and he would love to have a look at your work. So, all
Yeah.
right, this brings to the end of this session, and we there was this was indeed a value-packed session. We have discussed everything in the fashion industry. People who want to be, in the textile industry. So, although there is a lot more that we could have discussed, unfortunately, we are limited by time here. So, I hope you guys loved this session. Once again, I would like to thank Joao for taking out the time to be a part of this wonderful session. I think
Oh,
you are on mute.
yeah, I was on mute. I was saying thank you. I loved it. I'm so glad to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
It's actually a pleasure. I'm glad that I did. I have been following you since so long. So, guys, this is not where it ends. We have a lot more events coming up in the coming days for artists as well. So, we are sharing the links in the chat section. Make sure you visit the pages and register for the upcoming workshops and events that we have planned for you. And so, if you guys are interested and haven't registered yet, please do. And thank you so much, Joao, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Virtual hug to everybody. Thank you, Joao. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Joao. See you soon. Okay, so